Lacking godliness is the greatest detriment to finding your peace of mind. You can make money without godliness or peace of mind. You can get in shape without godliness or peace of mind. You can get a pretty girl without godliness or peace of mind. But if you desire peace of mind, you're going to have to embrace godliness. Many men don't care about peace of mind. They think they can buy peace of mind. They just make the money. They say, as long as I make money, don't worry about peace of mind. I ain't worried about peace of mind. Just let me make the money. Many men say, as long as I can get a pretty girl, I'm fine. I don't need peace of mind. As long as I got money and a pretty woman, I'm good. As long as my friends respect me. But peace of mind happens. And you don't think about peace of mind until times get tough. When your money ain't right. When your friends can be relied on. When that woman bails out on you. When all of the things you were using as your safe haven are no longer safe. That's when peace of mind happens to really matter in a man's life. You're going to have to embrace godliness. If you don't embrace godliness, then you're going to have an issue. You're going to have an issue achieving the things that you want to achieve in a peaceful manner. Having peace of mind. What peace of mind doesn't protect you from the world. It just makes the world not matter to you. It doesn't protect you from haters. It doesn't protect you from enemies. It doesn't protect you from having haters. It doesn't keep you from having enemies. It just makes them not matter. Peace of mind is a cocoon for your mind. Your body still has to deal with the world. You still got to interact with the people in the world. I'm not talking about take yourself off and put yourself on a mountain somewhere. You still got to deal with the world. But what the peace of mind that comes with having a positive relationship with the Most High, that peace of mind puts a cocoon around your mind. Nothing stresses you out. Nothing worries you. Nothing concerns you. You live a free life with peace of mind. And the only way to get that peace of mind, the only way is to develop a strong relationship with the Most High. Now, let's talk about some of the ways we can do that. Now, first of all, let me tell you this. This is where the making your circle smaller comes from. If you want to have a life that's pleasing to God and you want to live that life, what everyone else does has nothing to do with you. But if you're going to live that life, if you're going to live a godly life, a man who does not live a godly life or a woman who does not live a godly life has no purpose in your personal space. They have no purpose in your personal life. You can't congregate with those who are not living the life you live. Business is business. Unfortunately for us, we're in a society where business, you never know who you're going to do business with. But when it comes to your personal life, your personal space, how are you going to have a woman who doesn't believe what you believe, who doesn't live how you live, who doesn't follow what you follow? It's like an Islamic man having a Christian wife. It makes no sense. So the first thing we must do, because your relationship, you ain't got no relationship with God if you don't do this first thing. You have to honor the Most High by adhering to His statutes and commandments. That's the only way to honor the Most High. You could sit around and pray till you blue in the face. You can tell people about whatever you want to tell them about. But if you're not applying the statutes and commandments to your life and making the adjustments in your life, then you don't have a relationship with God. You're just talking about it. You don't have a strong relationship with the Most High. You don't have an honorable relationship with the Most High if you're not living that life. You must live that life. And that's what separates those who are truly blessed with the gift of peace of mind from the Most High and those who have to shelter themselves from all types of things by trying to have enough money to shield themselves, by trying to have enough guards and bodyguards and all of that around to protect themselves, by trying to have enough women around to make themselves feel like men. All of these things that are being done are done because you don't have peace of mind. See, whatever mission you're on in life, you have to surround yourself with men who are on the same mission. You have to. You have to surround yourself with men who are on the same mission. Otherwise, you're going to stay stuck in the mud because whoever's elevating, if everyone else around you isn't elevating, you're carrying them up to the next level, which is going to slow your roll down, which is going to make you get there and be exhausted. You're not going to have the work ethic necessary, the energy left to do the work that's necessary to keep grinding to the next level. In other words, you're going to stifle out your own growth. And none of us can really afford to do that. None of us should want to do that. See, the reality of the scenario is you as a man have to dictate your life as much as you can. And the one thing you can dictate in life, no matter what your age is, you can dictate the people that you congregate with as far as friendship and hanging out and all of those things. Even if you still live at home with your parents, you can still govern who your friends are. You can still govern the people that you interact with on a daily basis outside of the household. Even if you got to go to work every day, you ain't got to be friends at work. You don't go to work to be friends. So when you think about that you need to surround yourself with other men who strive for righteousness. And when it comes to a woman, you have to only have a woman around you who understands that it is her job to follow the guidance of a righteous man. I don't mean listen. A lot of women will listen. They'll listen. But if you settle for a woman who will listen, you're gonna bring turmoil and frustration into your own life. See, the problem with having the wrong woman isn't the fact that she's so strong, things are going to happen. No, the fact is you're bringing the wrong energy into your life. And eventually you're going to develop an affinity, an emotional attachment, even love for that feeling. It's going to become a normal part of your life. As human men, we adapt. We're the most adaptable creatures on the planet. We adapt. So when it boils down to it, you have to keep in mind that you must avoid those women who you know possess the Jezebel spirit of harlotry. You know that. You already know it. You know what it is. It doesn't matter if she's not the most wicked woman around, if the most harlot is the most, it doesn't matter. This much harlotry is too much. She don't have to have this much is too much. Because she's being led by something that is not you. Man, you can't break a woman out of that. You know, people say all the time, well, a good man will make a good woman good and a good woman to make the good man. No, your goodness have to come from the Most High. As a man, you can't be in a situation where the best of you doesn't show up to a woman come around. She's not the answer to the best of you. She's not the key to the best of you. She's not the avenue to the best of you. She absolutely is not. So the same way you live by the rules and regulations that you set in your own life, like as Jay says, she has to be ready to respect rules and regulations that you have set aside. Why? Because you do it. How you gonna follow something and then have the woman not do it? I heard Mike Tyson say he's a vegan, but his wife eat meat. I'm like, come on, man, what kind of household you running here, Mike? How did you think that woman was the compatible woman for you? But many men are doing those things. How do you come from a wonderful upbringing where your father was in your life every day of your life, man, and then you around here running in the streets with some guys from the hood? Why? What's the purpose in it? When you lack a relationship with godliness, you don't value yourself. And so you think the best thing you can do is fit into somebody else's world, fit into somebody else's description of what you should be. But oh man, boy, if you develop that relationship with the Most High, you become a man. Internally, you become a man. And there is nothing greater, nothing richer, nothing more fulfilling than knowing who you are as a man internally. That is the part of you that develops you into the best version. That is what you develop into the best version of yourself first. You cannot allow yourself to be weak for money or to be weak for pleasure. You can't do it. Those are the two things that will steer you away from the Most High the most. In order for you to love money, when you love money, you'll do anything for it. So you can't if you're going to do anything for money, you can't have the word of the Most High governing you. If you love money, you can't have these statutes, commandments telling you what you can't do for money. We got to be able to do anything for money. What? You can't do this. Wait a minute. That married woman is off limits. What? What you mean? No, she what? No, you see, if you're going to live a life that's pleasing to the Most High, there are certain things that you're not going to be able to do. So you really have to make a real choice. See, you can't even ride the fence when it comes to living a life that's pleasing to the Most High. Man, you can't ride the fence. There ain't no fence to ride. You either in it or you're out of it. That's why so many men out here caught up on witchcraft and they caught up in these situations with these women that have these otherworldly energies, these evil energies, and they're perpetuating the entire environment, and the man don't know it because all he knows is nothing. He don't know godliness. He knows worldliness. And if you know worldliness, everything that's not godly is a part of the world. So if you don't have that connection with the Most High, you don't know when something wicked is around you. You don't know when something evil is around you. You can't sense when there's an evil energy, an evil presence, an evil person. You don't know. You don't know when you're around people who don't mean you who don't mean you any good. You don't know when you're around people who are planning to take you down, planning to take you out, planning to end your world. You don't know that. So you're just all ho-hum around, just willing to go anywhere, chill anywhere, be anywhere. Think about how many people, if they had a godly relationship, they wouldn't have been in the place that cost them their lives. Think about how many people, if they had a relationship with the Most High, they wouldn't have got caught up in their relationship with that person who never meant to do anything but use them and abuse them and take advantage of them and get everything they can out of them for nothing in return. Think about those people. See, we ain't talking about no religious zealotry. We talk about having a relationship with the creator of the spirits of man. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about tuning in to the spirit of the man you are. And the only way you can truly do that is to bond yourself with the energy of the Most High, man. You got men around here can't even do the most basic thing. Man, listen, man, I know some great guys. I know some wonderful guys, man, who are about their business, man, doing things, man, helping people. But every time you turn around, man, they got a belly full of an abominable meat. Some of these guys are in phenomenal shape. I'm talking about phenomenal shape physically on the outside. They're in phenomenal shape, have phenomenal physiques, but they're still defiling their body. They're still defiling their body. And the bottom line is, just because you do something doesn't mean it's going to happen. The results are going to come today, because the Most High is a merciful God. So you can eat some for years. But if you stop, then you get blessings from it. It's so easy to not have these things. And men are destroying their lives because of their temptations. Men are destroying their lives because of their desires. Men are destroying their lives because of their anger, their unfulfilling emotional state. And so they're loving evil women, loving wicked people, becoming friends with people who are out to get them from the beginning, because they don't understand that the main important thing about developing a relationship with the Most High is that you get out of your feelings and get into your brain. If you're thinking with your feelings, you're going to do something wrong. If you're thinking with your feelings, you're going to do something wrong. And y'all know I ain't making that up, because your feelings can't think. You're going to make a bad decision every time you try to think with your feelings, because feelings can't think. Go read the book of Leviticus chapter 11. Tell you what should and shouldn't be eaten, man. Stay off that stuff. Man, listen, man, you cannot be a man of God and eat pork. Y'all think about when the children of Israel out in the wilderness, whenever the Most High came and walked around, he told them, when y'all had to relieve yourself, mean do it. Number two, when y'all have to relieve yourself, y'all go outside of the camp, dig a hole, do it in the hole, bury it in the hole. So when I come in the camp, it won't be defiled. If that's defiled, then I'm talking about these people. They weren't eating pork. They were eating manna. They weren't even eating pork. Now, you think about when you sitting around here eating pork and seafood and doing all that, how you think God gonna come around you, man? You got a belly full of foul food, man. You got a belly full of foulness, man. Belly full of it. Especially the parasitic properties of pork, man, and certain, and like catfish and all that, man. Come on, man. How you think God gonna come around you? And that's why most people just fly the other direction and just go be Christian, because in there you can eat whatever you want to eat. You can be Christian, eat whatever you want to eat. You whatever you want to eat, you good. Come as you are. You can do whatever you want to do through the week, but show up on Sunday at church, you're gonna be good. And that's one of the major issues when it comes to spirituality versus religion. Religion tells you that you can do whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. Don't worry about nobody else. Do what you want to do. They tell you you're not bound by the law. We were never bound by the law. Either you do them or you don't. There's punishment to you. We were never bound by them. We were never forced to do them. But the descendants of the children of Israel had to view the world from a different perspective. We are trying to get back to where we need to be. And the only way to do that, man, is to return to the face of the Most High, man. We have to do that. When you're around here doing all this, hanging out and partying and all that, man, you can't even rest on the Sabbath day. If you're blowing through your week and then you partying on the weekend, when the Sabbath day come around, man, you can't even rest. You party on Friday, you can't rest. You got things to do. Rest on that Sabbath day, man. You mean tell me you need rest more than one day? Well, not really. But you need at least one day of rest. You know that. And depending on how you grind, though. You know, if you work 2 full-time jobs, boy, you probably need more than one day. But you mean tell me you need more than one day? You can't take one? Man, you know, the Most High don't ask for much from us, man. He don't put no pressure on us. He don't ask for much. He don't require much of us. We can't even do the small things that he asks us for. We can't on the Sabbath day. We can't slap those fools. We can't leave that man wife alone. We can't take care of the fatherless and the widow. We can't do none of that. Why ain't we doing that, man? What's the problem? What's so hard about it? And I know somebody gonna say, well, what about the sacrifices, BOA? Ha, 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 ha. I'd like to see you sacrifice a quail in the middle of the street. Man, we ain't talking about that. Too many people want to focus on the thing you can't do. Well, how about focus on the thing you can? I was talking to somebody the other day, man. They're like, man, I want to do this. with my business, man, but I got to do this first. I do this, man. Cause no, you ain't got to do all that. Look at what you got right now. What can you do? What you got right now? And let me tell y'all something about other men's wives. Don't try to act like you can't say, well, legal marriage and no, well, we ain't gonna mess with legal marriage. We just gonna be, we just gonna have our wife with us. Okay, well, respect that other man. Just because he's not legally married, if you see him living with that woman like husband and wife, if they live in the same way and all that separate them from legally married husband and wife as a piece of paper, man, let me tell you something. Leave that man wife alone. Technically speaking, since intimacy consecrates marriage, leave that man wife alone, even if she intimate with that man. If you see her coming over that man crib, spending the night, leave that woman alone. These ain't hard things, man. All these things will help you alleviate the number one enemy of peace of mind. Somebody put the number one enemy of peace of mind in the chat right now. Somebody tell me, what's the number one enemy of peace of mind? The number one enemy. Peace of mind has one major enemy. I'm talking about a big old enemy. Peace of mind has a big old enemy. Y'all tell me what that is. Somebody put in the chat right now. What is the enemy of peace of mind? That enemy you must avoid. It is the absolute worst enemy that peace of mind has. It's a bad thing too, boy. Ooh. What an enemy of peace of mind it is. Peace of mind can't do nothing with it. Peace of mind can't even compete in the same. Man, this thing whoop peace of mind to sleep. Peace of mind can't never win a battle with this. Never win a battle with it. I'm talking about it ain't even a good fight, man. You don't even want to watch it. Peace of mind get whooped so bad by this thing, man, that as a man, you know that you need to avoid it. It's taking people out. It not only will it deprive you of your peace of mind, it'll deprive you of your life as well. It'll deprive you of your life as well, man. And it's a terrible thing, man. It's a tough thing. It's a tough pill, man. Robot Gang said it. Stress, man. Stress. You got to avoid stress at all costs. I don't care what's stressing you out. You got to avoid stress at all costs, man. You have to avoid stress at all costs. Big E say temptation. Temptation brings stress. Avoid temptation because temptation brings stress. Stress is it, man. Don't do things that you know you shouldn't do because they're going to stress you out when you do them. And if you keep stressing yourself out, you're going to lead to what Markel said, depression. Depression is simply an overload of stress to the point where you can't take it anymore. If you avoid stress, you avoid depression. Real talk. If you avoid stress, you avoid depression. And nothing is realer than that. See, you got to practice self-preservation. You got to practice self-pedestalization. You got to practice self-prioritization, which means you got to prioritize yourself, pedestalize yourself, and preserve yourself. And if you really want to know the true order, you preserve yourself by prioritizing and pedestalizing yourself. Now, when I say pedestalize yourself, I don't mean you stand up and say, oh, look at me, I'm up here, I'm top of the world, and you mere mortals are down there. No, you pedestalize yourself to put yourself above the fray of the everyday foolishness of the society that we're in. That simply means put yourself on a pedestal. Put yourself on a pedestal high enough where everybody else is like a kid trying to reach up there and they can't reach you. That's what you do. Put your own self on a pedestal. That's how you avoid stress. Put yourself on a pedestal so you can see the things that are around you. There's no greater viewing point than up high. Why do you think birds hunt so well? Well, I mean, they got some great vision, but they're always looking at everything from above. The higher you go up, the smaller the landscape gets, the more you can see. If you're on ground level with everybody else, you can't see what's going on around you. All you can see is the people around you. See, listen, when you go to the mall, walk around downstairs and tell me what you can see besides the people in front of you and the stores you're coming up on. Whatever you can see out your peripheral vision. But what can you see on that bottom floor? When you on that bottom floor, you're looking at everything eye level. Now go upstairs and walk around the mall. And just walk around the edge on the rail and just look down at the bottom floor. See how much wider your vision expands. See how much smaller everything becomes, which means your field of view becomes wider. You got to put yourself up high so you can put on a wide angle lens. You need to view life from a wide angle lens. Not a wide angle high aperture lens. You don't need it to blur the background. You need a lens with about a 4 to 5.6 aperture on it. So no matter how wide you go on it, you can still see everything and no blurred background. So ain't nobody over there you didn't see because they were blurred out. Nah, you gotta view the world from the upper level.